Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Viewing Monday's price action, the Australian dollar staged a turnaround from the 66.5 level and punched through the key level of 67.35 and now currently looks towards the 68-cent handle for the next challenge. Looking ahead, our attention turns to the RBA rate announcement. And from the current forecast, market anticipants view policymakers may opt out and delay any further rate hikes and therefore see a pause, which would see the rate decision holding around 3.6% or 360. Meanwhile, the main event looks to this Friday's US non-farm payrolls, with a forecast of around 240,000 jobs to be added, with a previous number slightly higher, around 311,000, while unemployment is expected to hold around 3.6%. As I mentioned, we're looking up towards 68 cents, and the market may actually struggle as we get closer towards the 60-day moving average, which is somewhere around 68, 30, 40 area. If we see a rejection from there, then the market could tumble all the way back towards the bottom side where the break is around 67.30-35. But looking at the euro, the market has turned around its bearish sentiment and now slightly to the bullish case, but still hesitant to take the challenge up towards that key level, which is seen around 109.35.45, while the dollar index took a slight tumble and erased Thursday's and Friday's gains and now looks around the 101.50 area. The technicals are still remaining somewhat weak for the euro, so I do feel that any upward case is likely to be limited towards that top side level around 109.35.45, and I'm still a little bit cautious due to the weak RSI that we could see another tumble and give away some of these gains that were witnessed on Monday and look back towards the region somewhere of 108.65 to 108 figure and reassess from there. The dollar yen, well, the market's soldiering on to the upside again after the recent 3 days of indecisiveness. I feel the bulls have still very much got it in hand to take the challenge towards that 134.50.80 level and reassess from there, with any pullback, as we can see, remains shallow. Technicals are still strong for the RSI and also for the MACD, which is marrying up quite well. Viewing sterling, the market is still holding to its gains from Monday after a very strong rally, hits a wall of resistance around 124 and previously an area where the bears were camped out. So I'm not a bull at these levels. With weak RSI, could actually see another downturn due to the fact that we saw this in December last year and also most of January and February. If so, then I expect to see a pullback towards the bottom side of the range around 122.10.15. While still remaining around familiar levels for gold, the market is looking for a direction, and I feel from the technical case it's still bearish, and therefore backing away from the current top side of 2000 and looking down towards the region that I'm still holding and not abandoning as of yet, 1935 to 38 area. Weak technicals do support this view, so any upside attempts should be limited. With the resistance now seen around $82.40.90 for oil, I feel this gap from 75.80 and where we are at the moment to be filled in. We are overbought, so therefore the market will no doubt be a little bit whippy into this coming session. Still, despite the recent turbulence in the global banking sector, investors remain keen to see what the overall health is for the banks when we come to the actual figures that will be released soon, that is to see how the Silicon Valley Bank sparked fears of the broader industrial crisis. If so, could see a bit more whipsaw price action and eventually see this gap filled in. So I'm slightly turning into a bear and see if this actually occurs. Well, that wraps it for the day. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report and also the RBA rate decision that's about to come soon.